Welcome to the show. Thanks for sending in all your kitchen dramas last week. We're going to try and sort them out one by one. Starting off tonight with Alison's Caesar salad issues. From there we're going to do two other bistro classics, a chicken Kiev and a beef Wellington that's worth sticking around for. So come join me in the kitchen. The first thing we're going to make today in Bistro Classics is Caesar salad. One of our most loyal fans, Alison, has asked us to make it because when she makes it at home, she can't really make it as good as when she eats it in a restaurant. So we're going to show her how to do it, but we're going to do it in two parts. We're going to start off with the dressing, then we'll move on to the salad. The dressing is probably the most important part because all the other ingredients always taste the same, but the dressing is what makes the difference between an average and a really good Caesar salad. To make it, we're going to need 1 egg, 150 ml of vegetable oil, a teaspoon of lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, salt, pepper, a splash of water. Now, to get started, grab your egg and get it in. I've already got 1 tablespoon of water in this. Then add your lemon juice. And finally, your Worcestershire sauce. So now we just start blitzing this up on low. You just want to blitz this now until all those ingredients have combined, which they have now. And it's time to start slowly adding your oil. You just want to add your oil very slowly, just a little bit at a time, because what your oil's doing is bonding it together and allowing air to be trapped inside your dressing, and that's what makes it thick. So don't add too much at once. So you might want to do yourself a favour and put your oil into a jug, and you might not end up with it all on your bench like I have. So if the recipe says 150 mils, maybe add 170 if you're going to dribble it on your board. Just adding it nice and slowly like this though. You can see the texture starting to change. Shouldn't take too long to do this. Around about a minute. You can hear also that the beater's starting to work harder. That's because it's getting quite a bit thicker. And once all your oil's been added, just give it a final blitz. Try and lift your stick blender up a bit, just to the top of it. That helps get a little bit more air into it and thickens it up and makes it a bit more stable. Now that that's finished, we'll just add a bit of salt and a little bit of pepper as well. And just give that a little bit more of a blitz. Have a taste. Yeah, and that's nice. You want it to be quite zingy from the lemon juice, but you want to be able to taste all the other flavours in there as well. And the Worcestershire sauce should really stand out. And you don't want to over season it either, because the anchovies and the parmesan season the salad quite a bit later on. If you feel like your dressing isn't thick enough, just keep adding more and more oil until it reaches the consistency that you're after. But put that aside and we'll move on to our salad now. To make our salad, we're going to need 1 head of cos and just 1 old dinner roll we've got lying around. We're going to need 1 egg, 60 grams of shaved parmesan, 40 grams of diced bacon, and 1 tin of anchovies. So start off now by making your croutons. What a lot of people don't realise is that the Caesar salad actually comes from Mexico. So next time you're watching Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and that comes up, you can thank me. A chef by the name of Cesar Cardini invented it. Well, there's a lot of stories that come in this next little bit, but the most credible one is that he ran out of everything in the kitchen for a 4th of July big function, and he needed to serve them something. So this is what he came up with, and it became known as the Caesar salad. So to get lots of flavour into our croutons, we're going to cook them out in the anchovy oil. So Hold on to your anchovies. In goes your bread, just on a nice low temperature. And just letting those soak up all of that oil. If you don't like anchovies, you don't have to add them to the dish. And of course you just use olive oil or something similar at this point. So now that they've soaked up all of that anchovy oil, we'll add in our diced bacon and just let that crispen up nicely. As that bacon cooks down, all of the flavour from the bacon is going to be absorbed into the croutons, and I reckon they're going to be a real feature of it. So now that's happening, we can move on to the rest of it. So grab yourself a bowl and we can start breaking down our cos. We're going to use the nice inner leaves just to create a base in our bowl. But the rest of it we're going to chop up and toss through the dressing. So these outer leaves just keep to slice up. And somewhere in here we'll find some really nice young leaves that we can use for our bowl. Starting here. So all of your leaves that you haven't used there, slice them up. You don't want to slice it too thin. Into a bowl. Add your parmesan. Keep a little bit though just to put on top at the end. And add 3 of your anchovies. Now we'll pour on some of our dressing. And give this a good toss. So we've cooked these now until they're crisp and the bacon's really nice and cooked and crispy as well. And just straight in with the rest of our ingredients. Give this a good toss. And now onto our plate. So it's looking nice and fresh and really tasty, but there's definitely one thing missing, and that's the poached egg. When you're poaching eggs, it's really important to use lots of vinegar in the water. It helps the white to set at a lower temperature, and this means that your egg yolk doesn't overcook by the time your white's cooked. It sort of helps it cook evenly. So bring your water to a simmer, and then just get a nice little whirlpool going. You don't want your whirlpool to be too fast though, or it'll rip your egg apart. So just nice like that. In goes your egg. And then just keep it on the same temperature. You want to make sure your temperature's regulated before you put your egg in, because you don't have long to play games, because if it boils too hard once your egg's in, then the egg's going to overcook. Should only take around probably 3 to 4 minutes for this egg to poach. You can keep giving it a nice gentle little stir. Take out your poached egg. Make sure it's cooked. Have a little feel if you have to, but that's perfectly cooked. On top it goes. Just a little bit more dressing around. More than a little bit. It's a beautiful dressing. And just a bit of your leftover parmesan from before. Just crumble that around. And there we have a beautiful looking Caesar salad. Make sure you give it a try at home, Alison, and put a picture up on the Facebook page so we can all have a look. But stick around guys, because coming up next we're going to make chicken Kiev.